I'm Sue Alphys from the blog Stories of an Unschooling Family. Welcome to my It's Not a Periscope, and today I'm inviting you to join me for morning tea. I've got Sophie behind the camera again today, and it's about 10 o'clock in the morning, isn't it, Sophie?
Yes.
And this is the time we have morning tea. We drop everything, we go to the kitchen, make ourselves some tea or coffee, and enjoy for half an hour. Now I know that some of my friends don't have morning tea, but we do, don't we, Sophie? I think it's very much an Australian custom. I don't know about other countries. I know that in Britain they have 11s, well I heard so, in books sometimes. Have you heard that, Sophie?
Occasionally.
11s. And schools always have a recess mid-morning so all the kids can have something to eat, something to drink. So we have a recess as well. We always break at 10 o'clock from whatever we're doing to make a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. And we call it morning tea, but that doesn't mean we have to drink tea, does it?
No.
Some of us will drink tea and some of us will drink coffee. Sometimes we might have hot chocolate or even a cold drink, but we call it morning tea. And it's a custom here also, we might say to people, come round for morning tea on Friday. And it's a good time to get together with friends. We might also say, come around for afternoon tea, and we have afternoon tea at 3 o'clock. And if you're invited to morning tea or afternoon tea, you'll probably bring along something to share, something to eat, like maybe some biscuits, cake, some fruit. So what have we got for morning tea today, Sophie?
I made some cakes yesterday.
I made some homemade cakes. So what have we got there? What are they called?
Some sort of chocolate creation that I invented.
So Sophie really loves taking conventional recipes and making them sugar-free, because we don't buy sugar anymore, do we, Sophie?
No.
We're not absolutely fanatical about being sugar-free, because we do eat sugar in things that we buy from the shops, though I tend to check the labels. But we like finger buns, don't we?
Yes.
With icing on the top and sprinkles. We don't say, look, that's got sugar and we're not having that. That's a treat. But generally we tend to eat sugar-free. But I better get on with the morning tea, haven't I? Because everybody's waiting for a cup of coffee, for a cup of tea. So get our cups up. We all have our own cups. And we have a lot of our own cups, don't we? But these are our favourites at the moment. So if I look for everybody's particular cup. Generous. We were missing. So we use this one. Close the pantry door so you can't see the mess. We need to clean that out, don't we?
It's a big job.
A big job. Does your pantry get into a mess as well? It takes hours and hours to clean it out and about an hour to get it into a mess again. I'm sure we've got all sorts of great food in there, in packets and tins and all sorts, but they've become buried, that we can't find anymore. Right, tea for Gemma Rose, tea for Sophie, and coffee for me, and Imogen, and Charlotte. So you notice I'm using instant coffee, Moccona, even though we have 2 coffee machines over here. Though I'm too lazy to actually get on and make the coffee that way, it's easier to make instant. But if you came over for morning tea, I'd get somebody to make coffee with a machine. I'm not sure exactly how to do it, but everybody else knows. Tea. We have teapot in the cupboard. We like going out for pots of tea, don't we?
Yes.
Sometimes Sophie and I especially will go down to the cafe and we'll order 2 pots of tea, and it feels very refined. Have a cake and a pot of tea and we enjoy it. But at home, we're just going to have tea bags. So what can I say while we're making tea, Sophie?
Not sure.
Smells good, doesn't it? What do we do when we have morning tea?
It's just a bit of a break.
Bit of a break from whatever we've been doing in the morning.
Bit of time to talk.
And I won't show you the fridge either. That's another no-go zone. Don't think bother to get the camera inside my fridge. We put the tea bags in a bucket and we take them down to the compost bin at the end of the garden. My husband Andy made us this fantastic composting bin out of, what are they called? Pallets. Pallets, that's
yes.
He made 2. And the dog, Nora, she loves going down there and pulling the tea bags through the slats, doesn't she?
Yes.
She has a tea bag pile.
We've tried to keep her out in numerous different ways.
But nope, she has a tea bag collection. What we do now is we shout, "Coffee!" And everybody comes running for their cup of coffee. So you want to go? Tell everybody it's coffee time. Coffee! See, that gets everybody out, doesn't it? I don't know what we're having to eat today. You can find something. And normally I'll go and sit over there and drink my coffee, maybe check the emails, talk to Sophie. I'm going to sit in Sophie's seat today because of the light. Is that better, Sophie? You can swing around there. And while I'm drinking my coffee, I'm going to show you some library books. We went to the library, what day? Tuesday?
Yes.
We went to piano lessons, and while we were in town, we went off, continued on our journey, and we went to the library. And we got the next book in the Billabong series, Wings Above Billabong. I think that's probably around about the 12th book in the series. We haven't got too many to go. Mary Grant Bruce. And
they're some of our favourite books.
yeah, they're old books, but we had to go to the stack in the library to get these. They're not out on the shelves anymore. I think they're probably out of print as well.
But they've been a favourite of everyone in our family.
Yeah, so what time are they sort of set in? With they started off before the Second World War, didn't they?
Yes.
And now the war's over and the story is still going on. They're a little bit dated. They're all set on a cattle station out back somewhere maybe in Queensland. But a little bit dated in the fact that people's attitudes have changed since this author wrote the books, especially towards Indigenous people. They call Indigenous people blacks, and if you're a good person, they'll call you a white fellow, won't they? A white person.
Yes.
You're a white person, meaning that you did something pretty good. But attitudes have changed, and I think they are a talking point, those points. But they're really good stories. And some of them are available as e-books, I think, from places like, or the people that do the volunteer to put books into e-books. There's a couple online, I think, of that series. I got this one too, Australian Story. I don't know if this is going to be any good or not, but there's a TV series called Australian Story. And there's about stories of courage, determination and love. Particular Australians that are in the news, prominent Australians, their story usually. Many of the touching tales told through the ABC's consistently superb Australian Story fill the heart and mind with warm affirmation of the humanist values and respect for individual dignity that makes one proud to be Australian. So I'm going to go and have a look at that. Oh, look at this one. The Science of Marketing. When to tweet, what to post, how to blog, and other proven strategies. My attempt to get people, to get my attempt to get my posts on my Facebook page into people's feeds. I don't know if that will help whatsoever, but I might read it. This one caught my eye, The Boat. And I know nothing about it whatsoever, except it was a popular book in the library a while ago. I'm not sure how long ago, quite a while ago. And the name and the book caught my eye, and I thought I'll find out what that's all about now that nobody else wants to read it. because I'm like that. I usually don't read things when they are popular. I'll wait until nobody else wants to read them, and then it's easy. They're on the shelves. And this one I'm sure I'm going to enjoy because I think that I have read it before. Ken Robinson's Out of Our Minds. Sir Ken Robinson, a very prominent and excellent speaker about education. There's some wonderful TED Talks that he has given, and they're available on YouTube. I've actually got quite a few of Ken Robinson's books and videos on my Pinterest board, my education Pinterest board. So I'm looking forward to rediscovering that one. And this one, the older girls found in the library, The Ghost by the Billabong, Jackie French. And I think that's the 5th book in the Matilda Saga series. And we've read first, 3? Or halfway through the 4th one?
Yes.
You've enjoyed those, haven't you? The Billabong, what's the first one called?
A Waltz for Matilda.
A Waltz for Matilda. And we've got a couple of them here. Which one comes next?
The one that comes next is The Girl from Snowy River.
The Girl from Snowy River.
The Road to Gundagai.
Road to Gundagai. And then the one, The Sunburnt Country, that we're reading at the moment. We got stuck halfway through that one because it became a little bit too adult, didn't it?
Yes.
And we sort of stopped, but we've just decided to skip over that part and continue on because we want to get to this one, The Ghost by the Billabong. Jackie French, Australian author. All these books are set in Australia. They're all to do with the same people. New characters come in and join the story, and the story continues on. That she has chosen some iconic poems and what else would you say? Billabong, songs, yes?
Yes.
What was the first one called?
A Waltz for Matilda.
A Waltz for Matilda. You know, everybody knows Waltzing Matilda, Banjo Patterson, and she has pretended that she knows the story about the characters in that song or that poem, and she's built a story around it, and she's done the same thing. The Girl from Snowy River, The Man from Snowy River was another Banjo Patterson poem, wasn't it?
Yes, and she bases the stories around them, but with her own characters.
The Road to Gundagai, that's another one. And The Ghost by the Billabong, I wonder if that gets back to the very first story, where the waltzing Matilda, he jumped into the Billabong, didn't he, to get away from the police, or what were they called, the troopers, what were they called at the time? How does it go? Can't remember. Can never remember things on camera. So there are a few of the books that I borrowed from the library this week. I'm not sure if any of them will be interesting. I tend to just pick things up and bring them home. But I thought that I would have a look at those over morning tea and share them with you. So I'm going to drink my cup of coffee, have a look at my books, let Sophie turn the camera off so she can go and get her cup of tea and sit down and have a few minutes break before we do something else together. What have we done this morning, Sophie? Oh, we've only just read, haven't we?
Yes.
Read a couple of books. We've been reading that Jackie French book, and I was reading the Billabong, what was the other one?
The Billabong series.
Yeah, the Billabong series. And after we've had our morning tea, Imogen is actually going to give music lessons to Sophie and Gemma Rose. Piano lessons first.
Yes.
And then singing lessons. And they're practicing their song, Wild Child, which is one of the songs that we're going to make a music video about, aren't we? Must be I think it's the next one coming up if Imogen manages to record all the parts in time. So, I'd just like to thank you for visiting us at morning tea time, and please go over to my blog, Stories of an Unschooling Family. If you would like to see the show notes, I might put those Jackie French books, and I'm not sure if the other ones are worth mentioning, but the Mary Grant Bruce ones maybe, and also Ken Robinson, the resources that's to do with him. I'll put those into some show notes and put them on my blog. So I'm Sue Alvis. Thank you for watching my It's Not a Periscope, and please visit me again another day. Thank you for watching.